old one.
All right, I got one. I'll send it to you. I still got it on my iPad.
Oh damn.
All right, yeah, I got the two, so we should be back now.
Are we back?
Yeah, the people ain't back yet though.
Sean Mark said, absolutely not. We'll shut the stream down.
The man trying to shut us down.
Yeah,
Steve Nash.
Hey, Steve Nash got the forever watchful eye.
there they go. They coming back. There they are. Sorry about that, y'all. The app crashed on me. Streamlabs. It's a piece of crap. So it finally got tired of me talking shit about it. All right, so we back. I do have copies of the super chats. I'm gonna send those over to Shelton, but we're gonna pick up where we left off. You were about to respond. I think
We were talking about role players.
No, I think that they're going to be good role players. I think that this team is destined to face probably most likely Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Giannis and the Bucks, while what they added Jeff Teague, I believe, and they still got I do like I really do like Bledsoe, not Bledsoe, what's his name? Holiday. Holiday on their squad. I I don't know. I just think it's time for. I think it's Philly's time to get past the second round. And if they don't do it this year, I don't know when they're gonna do it. But I just think that is. I think Brooklyn is Brooklyn's East to lose.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if what do they do when Jimmy's on the other side of the
But who
the
is
court?
Jimmy Garden? To me, it's all about match. It's all about
Jimmy's
matchups.
about
probably gonna
matchups.
guard Harden. Jimmy's gonna
But
guard Harden.
it's also Jimmy's mentality. It's what he does in terms of like the things you can't really measure. Like when he got guys believing that they're better than they are, and half those guys that came back and be like, yeah, we done been to the finals before. We lost to one of the greatest players of all time. That's on Mount Rushmore in 6 games, and that's because we ran out of steam. Like, who are these guys that just put together? And if everybody just come together and play, and they can,
Did it stop again, Kim?
it shouldn't have. No, we still up.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel you. I think that the talent, they can out talent them, but adversity is something else, man.
I know. We'll see. I think it's
that
gonna be
like a closing lineup of Oladipo, Andre Iguodala, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and then who's just plug in somebody, and then Kendrick Nunn. You know what I mean? Who knows? I think that lineup is good because you would have Oladipo probably guarding Kyrie with Iguodala with the help. And you got Bam kind of trolling in the middle with a zone unless Miami picks up another big. I could see Whiteside on like a buyout for them as well. I mean, if we'll see what happens next offseason. But I don't know, man. This team is very much so beatable, and I think that they have not flaws like glaring, but they can be exploited in a 7-game series. They're very small inside.
We had a couple
yeah.
super chats.
Go ahead with the super chats, man.
Caleb McCoy, I did get you, man. I appreciate you as always. Don't stop. We see you. He said, I never want to hear KD better than LBJ after this.
That's the bullshit thing that I keep seeing people talk, and I'm glad that some people in the Dead End Sports Reddit thread was bringing that up. That's did he? Excuse me if I'm wrong, but did Brooklyn do anything wrong? Did they do anything illegal? Was there any tampering with these acquisitions, or they was just making the best moves to win a title? Like the whole fucking point of all this shit is to win a title. LeBron proved that when he made the moves he made when he left Cleveland to go to Miami. He was like, I did all the shit that I could have done in Cleveland. I tried to do it, at least his first stint. And then he left. He's like, but I need better opportunities. Most of them niggas on that Brooklyn team have not won a title.
Two have, but most have.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So they want to. They've accomplished a lot. They want their milk and honey too.
I mean, but the two guys that really got together to play together won a title.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already accomplished. Everybody else just like, I want to get on the
That's
bandwagon.
it. But that's
too.
when Miami was doing that shit. Everybody came down to
It was a little
Miami,
bit different. It was a little bit
and we
different.
And
Shelton
Boston
was
did it first, man.
Yeah.
We
Boston ain't do it like the way Boston did it as a swan song. Because if you want to be honest, Houston did it, and we already talked about the Lakers doing it. So it ain't really like Boston did the same thing. It was a
But
bunch of old guys that at the end of their careers,
That ain't
just-
one shit.
That ain't one shit.
They weren't that old. Like KG
come
was coming
on,
off.
KG was not in his prime.
Whoa.
Ray Allen wasn't in his prime. Paul
Tweaking.
Pierce wasn't in his prime.
Tweaking. Are you serious?
KG was in his prime. That was prime time. That was the best of KG.
Bro,
When he was with Boston.
defensive player. He's defensive player of the year before he got traded.
He was defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
He was an MVP in Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then he was also in the running for defensive player of the year while he
That's
was
why
in
we were
Boston.
so hyped about it, man. Like, because it was like, oh my God,
KG.
Ray Allen,
Yeah.
and Paul Pierce about to play on
Were
the
they
team
in their
together.
prime though?
Yes.
I would say yeah, right.
They
up
were
there.
not.
They were still in their prime.
Come on, man.
That's
That
good.
run lasted
the
literally-
finals.
That run lasted literally those two finals. That
But
was it.
regardless, it's still a
Is that
blueprint.
not in your prime still?
No, that's not.
You
Two final
tweaking, bro.
runs?
Stop
And-
it.
I guess the biggest difference, the biggest difference for me was that when they
That's
went
crazy.
there, you added to what was already there. You know what I'm saying? You already had Paul Pierce. Who came? It was just
Ray
KG.
Allen and KG.
MVP KG and Ray Allen.
Right.
Like,
What are we talking about?
what are we talking about?
MVP
I'm saying
KG was 3 years before he got. I'll give you
We
that
not-
he won Defensive Player of the Year in Boston, but that was it.
Is Marcus Gasol win defensive player of the year in LA? Like what are you talking about?
I just think that was good additions to
That's
an already
crazy.
good team. I that's what I looked at that as. I didn't see that as like stacking the deck.
Yo,
Kinda
we
like
we really not
Wow.
we're not doing
no,
this.
KG was great. No, I agree with you.
KG and
about-
Ray
I agree.
Allen were in their prime of their career. We saw them go to toe to toe with young Derrick Rose. That we all saw this. We saw
Yeah,
them go to war with Kobe. They killed Kobe.
I agree with you about KG.
Three
though.
washed
I
up
agree.
dudes is not killing Kobe and Powell.
No, they
I'm not
wasn't
talking
washed
about
up at all.
I didn't say
weren't
they was
up at all.
washed. I just said they're not in their prime. Just because you ain't in your prime, I mean you washed.
Man, they was in their prime. They was still like 29, 30, 31. That's
My whole
still-
thing though, like I said, is they just went and joined what Paul Pierce already had going. So that's to me that made it a little different. You know what I'm saying?
What did Paul Pierce have going?
Not much. He was already there.
And
though.
because he needed two other people, and that's what happened. Hey, can you get on the phone with K? Hey, come on, tell your GM to trade you. That's what happened. But we get this narrative that LeBron James kid. Oh, bro.
And it was a trade, and he was traded there, right?
Yeah, it was traded. He
So-
asked
so
for that trade.
To me, that still make it different though. First off, let me tell you the differences. Paul Pierce was already there. KG got traded there.
Like Dwayne Wade.
Thank you.
So it still wasn't like putting together the super team where all these people just decided, hey, we are free agents. Let's go to this one place and play together. It still was a different situation. It was different for me.
So you think that Ray Allen didn't talk to Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce? Hey, should we do this?
He didn't talk to him after.
The G, but during and before the GMs all have to confer with these people, like no trade clauses. So they're like, hey, so what do you think? Yeah, hey man, let's do it. They literally admitted to this on TNT. So
yeah, they had a conversation.
Okay, so what's the difference?
So what? Like
I'm
so, all right.
confused.
Because,
What are we
because I
talking
just told you, Paul Pierce was already there.
So was Wade.
Huh? Say it again.
So was Dwayne.
They were all over 31 when they got together for their first title in 2007-2008 season.
They're still in your prime
They
of
were
your career.
KG was like 32, Paul Pierce is 31, Ray Allen was like 33. Those do not sound like prime years to me.
Still in the dwindling years of your prime. Like people say, like basketball, like 34, 35 is when guys start getting out of your prime.
Yeah, Paul Pierce.
Like, guys from like 25 to like 31, and if you're an all-time great, you can stretch it a little bit.
Your
They were
prime
still
is,
in their
let's
primes.
keep it a bundle. You stretching out the prime. These niggas ain't LeBron. They ain't
Nah,
playing
bro.
till like they wasn't dropping the numbers they was doing when they was balling in the NBA. Your prime is 25 to 30.
And not really when you all-time great. KG is a top 5, top 6 power forward of all time. Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen. Paul Pierce, y'all talking about Paul Pierce like he was, you know what I'm saying, holding it down in Boston. So apparently he's one of the greatest. So it's like,
No,
Ray
yeah,
Allen-
no, I'm
Ray
not
Allen averaged
poo-pooing
17
on them.
points a game,
I'm
right?
just saying
Hmm?
in comparison to the Miami that construction, it's to me
Ray-
it's a level, it's a higher level that Because you're talking
It
about
is. And
at the
like I
time
said,
they were three. They were the top 1 or 2 at their
The
positions.
only issue
Ray Allen was a dope role player. Is what Ray Allen was. Ray Allen didn't average 20 points a game either.
So Bosh was a role player.
Okay, Chris Bosh. Y'all approving y'all approving my point exactly.
I'm saying at the time that they got there, Bosh was the number 1 power forward in the league.
But right.
Dwayne Wade was the number 1
Ray
shooter.
Allen was the guy in Seattle.
Can we just back up, right? Because I think at the core of this is that Boston was the blueprint, right? We can argue whether or not
LeBron went to Miami as a response to Boston. I'm not even a LeBron stan like that, but Allen Iverson's my GOAT. Like, let's be clear. So I have no LeBron did that because number one, it was actually supposed to be Melo, Wade, and LeBron, and they talked about that in their early youth. But I think you're confusing me saying their prime of their basketball playing ability versus their youth of their entire life. Nah, bro, when you get 30, you no longer in your youth, but you're still in the prime of your career at that time. Like Deion Sanders was 30, still going to teams. He was still in his prime.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, just kind of actually start here with what you were saying about the Nets is that Boston was the blueprint. Miami did it better than Boston. And now kind of going back to what you're saying about the Nets did it better than Miami.
Yeah.
Or you could say Golden State did it better than Miami by adding KD, and then the Nets.
I was gonna say.
So everything's kind of like
to me, Golden State. I'll give people that, but most of that team is drafted. Really so that's why I was like, they just added one piece, even though it's the best piece you could add. Yeah. It was like, nigga, they broke the record before they got the nigga.
They raised theirs, in
and that's what I was saying about Boston. Boston only added 2 pieces.
So did Miami.
They added a top 5 power forward in their prime, and he added one of the greatest shooters ever.
But we kind of get stuck in the details. But at the end of the day,
y'all gonna put some respect on that 08 team. Is what I'm saying.
I don't understand the 2 pieces.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That's the team that.
But it wasn't like stacking the deck like some of these other teams. It's not like what the Knicks are doing, like adding all these pieces. That's what I'm saying. That we talked about that. Now that Lakers team that ended up losing and didn't do what with Karl Malone and all that was stacking the deck. Same thing with the Rockets when they added, Clyde and Barkley, and they had all those guys on that one team. That was stacking the deck. Pippen, whoever else was on that team, that was stacking the deck. That was not what Boston did, in my opinion. I didn't like Boston then, but I didn't think they stacked the deck. They just got 2 players to come join a great player that was already there, and it worked out. They meshed well together.
2 players. I just don't like that. I just don't like that.
Oh, like 2 great players.
Man. You're going to have to say 2 Hall of Famers, like 2 Hall of Famers.
I ain't going to lie. They were them dudes. And they were both from South Carolina, by the way, if y'all don't know.
All right, whatever. So speaking of Carolina, I got a little fun fact for Ken and Q. I don't want to hear your opinion yet, Sheldon. The Hornets have won 3 of their last 4 games ever since LaMelo Ball has his quote unquote season-ending injury. We don't know. He may come back. There's some reports to say he can come back. They're currently 4th in the East.
Still,
I think so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Hanging in there.
Two of those wins, as far as their little streak that they've been going on, were against Miami and San Antonio. So quality wins. Quality wins. Yeah. So we're seeing that the team is still pretty good without.
Yeah, Devontae put up a 30-piece.
Yeah.
Shelton's old, babe.
Shelton, he ain't loyal to nothing.
He ain't loyal.
Tiger, Chris Brown and Tiger was talking about you. You ain't loyal for shit.
I think post LaMelo, he got. I wanted to see what they do, and so far, not bad. They're hanging in there. They're winning games. Shout out to Gordon Hayward. And we'll see if it continues, because I was really interested to see, like, did Melo really make that much of an improvement on this team, or, were they just ready? Maybe it was.
It looked like it 4th in the East.
Yeah.
For this team, because last year y'all didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Anthony Edwards been balling too. He ain't getting all those extra assists and stuff like that.
He just been balling.
No, he been balling. Yeah.
He scored 23 last night with 0 for 7 for 3-point range, 9 for 22 from the field. So no, he's scoring points, but he's taking a lot of shots, and he's not making most of.
Yeah, he's like
as a rookie. So you gonna criticize a rookie?
and the second
Let's be
scoring
clear.
option on the team behind Karl Anthony
Let's be
Towns.
clear. That ain't rookie of the year numbers.
You crazy. This man putting up 24-some points in his last 10 games. He balling, bro.
And he taking 20-something shots.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
That ain't good.
Hey, but listen. You said what's his name? Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. He be shooting the same damn way.
I didn't say that. No. I think Donovan Mitchell's good. I don't think he's a superstar. I
you don't think Donnie's a superstar?
Regardless, he's still.
I think he's very good. I think he could be a superstar. I don't think
he still shoots a lot and misses a lot, but he still has numbers, just like Anthony Edwards. So
the difference is he's on a winning team. Anthony Edwards is
on a lottery team because he was a lottery pick.
Close. Not even close. He's taking up a lot of shots in garbage time, which is when the tip off, right after tip off. So that's the difference in the two. Oh, we got a couple super chats, man. We like 4 behind. I'm gonna get these in real quick. Chill Vibes 24, appreciate you, man. Dudes are starting to get desperate now and want to win a ring. We had a break from the super team era last season, but I think it's about to get worse.
Did we?
I mean, shit. Everybody always says you're not validated until you get a ring. Well, not everybody, but how the media plays it, how casual fans play it, they only remember niggas who got titles. So
I just can't do it with like the revisionist history. No, we didn't. The Clippers literally just lost last year. We didn't have a break from it. Everybody for the whole year was like, "Oh, the Clippers. This is what the Nets are doing this year." Like this happens all the time. I don't know. I'm very confused.
But do you consider the Clippers have put together a super team though?
Fam, Max Kellerman was talking about how Kawhi was more clutch than Kobe. They had segments all over talking about what are the Clippers? Who should they add for their title run? Everything was Clipper. Oh, LeBron and them, they should be shook. Oh, especially after the first couple games, Clippers won like 2 in a row. Oh, it's over.
But I didn't think I still didn't think about them being a super team. I just looked at the same thing. They only added a couple stars, and same thing with the Lakers. That's the case. The Lakers did the same thing when they added AD with LeBron. I didn't think that they put together. You know what I'm saying? I didn't consider that a super team. I just looked at it like a couple people getting together that are talented. That's a little different than these super teams to me. You see what I'm saying? That's my difference. Is if a couple players come together, that's one thing. But to put together a super team is when multiple players, past and present all-stars or stars or whatever, are starting to migrate to one city.
I can see that definition. I just think that the definition that has been popularized and understood within NBA circles and casual circles is that when you add anybody who's been on an all-star team to another all-star, you automatically have a great team that is expected to do something. And then depending on the accolades of those all-stars and the level of all-star that they are into superstardom and all this, that's when people begin to apply championship expectations. So when you see an MVP, and then the guy with one of the biggest shots in the finals and Kyrie team up, that weighs on people's expectations the same way a finals MVP and Kawhi Leonard trading, Paul George, that was in such dramatic fashion. You know what I mean? I think people have more of an issue with the optics because the only thing that separates LeBron from what he did in Miami and Boston is that he advertised his, and people have an issue with that. So I think it's really just the nature of the NBA. These guys talk and they're going to keep getting together.
Yeah. And we got a couple more super chats. One for Tickle Kane. Again, appreciate you as always. The Bucks about to sign Ruben Boone-J. Oh, snap. I ain't heard that name in a long time. Ruben Boone-J.
Yeah, that's a Neanderthal signing. What's the next super chat?
Aldrin J. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox. Man's been balling lately. De'Aaron Fox has been playing good basketball, and he's looking real good out there in Sacramento.
Underrated PG.
Very much so. I agree.
I got a quick segment I wanted to get out before I dip up out of here. What's good, B? How you been?
What up? I'm good.
I'm calling this segment for every wrong there's a right. So this segment is basically about, I don't know if the rest of the crew wants to partake in it eventually. You don't have to be today, but just down the line. So we all about accountability here at Dead End. You know what I'm saying? I there's a lot of hot takes that get spoken on this show, and niggas got to be held accountable for that shit. And I'm gonna be the first one. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, the Washington Wizards are not gonna win 50 games this year, like I predicted. I was gonna die on that hill, but shit, I'd rather die for something else. So y'all don't have to keep on sending me mentions and all that other shit. I know the records. I do a fucking sports show every week. I know what they records are.
We
So
try to tell you, Nick, man. We try to tell you.
Hey, look, sometimes you gotta just go out there, B. Shit. You guys go off on faith. Now, another team that I called out at the beginning of the year. Y'all niggas I was trying to tell y'all, the Golden State Warriors. I predicted I would be shocked or surprised if they won 40 games. Right now, I think they've only won 23. I don't know if they play tonight.
I thought you just said they wouldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what he said. You said they wouldn't make the playoffs.
That too. With 23 games, I think they're 10th right now in the West. They're behind, I know, Memphis, and I believe San Antonio as well.
Yes.
The only caveat is I believe they said that they have the easiest record for the rest of the season, so they may get in. However, that also depends on how everybody else plays as well. If Golden State doesn't make the playoffs this year, bro, we got to talk about Steph. I'm sorry.
Did when Steph injured? Did he miss some games this year?
We don't. Curry. Yeah, we don't have to talk about Steph. Steph is doing his part.
Steph been balling though. You can't say Steph hasn't.
I didn't say Steph wasn't balling.
Yeah,
but he ain't balling enough.
We need to talk about Steve Kerr. That's what
we need to talk about other areas and aspects.
And Bob Myers.
Yeah, we can't blame Steph.
No, not at all. We can talk about Draymond. We can talk about Steve Kerr.
We ain't never talked about Steve Kerr when it came to Golden State Warriors up until now.
And we
always talked about how Steve Kerr wasn't shit. All he had to do was he let Andre Iguodala create some plays when he was getting bored and shit. So we know Steve Kerr ain't shit. Shit, I don't know if that's new to y'all, but that ain't new to me.
But Steph been hurt though.
Like what more can he do? What more can he say? Nothing. Steph is doing his
Steph been hurt. He was hurt last year. Now he hurt this year. He started his career hurt. So he can't be on the clock. He can't be on the clock, B. Time's ticking.
No, he's not on the clock.
He had Wiseman. Y'all talking about Wiseman like he the next thing since Akeem Olajuwon. Like
no.
FIFA brought up Kelly Oubre and some other whack ass motherfucker like they was gonna do something.
Kelly Oubre, but who said Wiseman was the next coming to Olajuwon?
I'm just saying y'all was hyping up Wiseman. Y'all was hyping up Wiseman.
He's gonna be good.
I mean, he's a rookie, and we said he got potential. I mean, I didn't say he was no damn Akeem Olajuwon in the making, but I do see the potential in Wiseman. Like I can definitely see him being an all-star in the next 3 to 4 seasons easily. If he's
gonna be good.
He's very young, and he's not a
dude is young as hell.
But you know who can expedite that process? Be Steve Kerr, that's why he needs to be in that realm. He needs to be in that fire, man. Him Bob Myers. What the hell is Bob Myers sitting on his hands for these last 2 free agencies? Not getting anything for Steph. Like, all right, like y'all should have known that KD was gonna bounce since he told y'all from the at the beginning of the season. If you knew the energy wasn't right, y'all should have had an exit plan ready. Mm-hmm. But this is what you have, and Steve Kerr is not developing the guys that they should be developed. Man, this offense looked terrible.
Yeah. Somebody, Stephon Curry, you're exactly right. Golden State Warriors are 5th seed in the East. That's true. If they were in the East, they'd be a 5th seed.
But what conference they in, Shelton? Remind me what conference they in the West.
They're in the West.
So that's an irrelevant stat to me.
So they're gonna be in the play-in. And
I don't know. Are you in the play-in at the? I thought it was the 8th and 9th. I didn't know if it was the 10th.
No, the 10th is the playing game.
Yeah, the 10th is playing. Yeah, top 10 makes to at least get a shot.
We'll see. But I don't know how they make the playoffs right now.
Yeah, they got some odd pieces, and it's kind of weird to see them play together. But eventually they could get it together. I hate that we couldn't see them together with what's the other light skin?
With Clay.
Yeah, Clay.
Light skin number 2.
Yeah. The lightest backcourt in the game. I hated that they didn't get a shot to play together this year. I thought that team would be nice with both of them on the court. But we'll see next year if he's healthy, if he comes back like he should. If he does come back right, that team will be right back in contention.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure about that. I think it's done for the Warriors. I think the window closed, the door's locked. Time to sell the house.
And that's cool because if that is what it is, y'all gonna see Steph Curry right down the coast in LA.
Hey, LeBron
recruit. Hey, hey, that LeBron James team was legit. Like I want all of y'all in LA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be crazy.
If Steph go to LA,
man.
It's already in the works. It's already in the works, man. It's already in the works.
Now, Steph will retire Warrior. Going anywhere else, he don't even need to win another championship.
He gonna retire a soldier. I don't know about a Warrior.
You know what, Sheldon? You know what? I think you're right, but I don't think Steph feel that way, man. I think Steph is tired of not saying niggas like these casuals, but in terms of like the casuals who are like, yo, Steph, he don't really hoop like that to me, man. He don't really show me much. I think Steph want to get one just to show them, yo, I can, like, bro, y'all must not know who I am. Yeah, I feel like he gonna get one more.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I can't see Curry leaving the Warriors, though. That'd be.
I can, man.
I can easily see that shit.
New arena.
The only thing leaving would do would tarnish his legacy. And the reason why I say that is he's already a legend there. He's already done everything that he needs to do. He's overcome every odd in his whole career. Leaving right, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He can ride off in the sunset and be straight.
Yeah, I don't think Curry
leaving now.
If Bob Myers don't do right by him, Steph Curry he gone.
They'll always do right by him. They'll always do right.
They're not doing right by him the last 2 years. They got G Leaguers, Sheldon. They got G Leaguers on the team, bro. I could go on the team.
Draymond is their second best player.
Dog, Draymond, bro, it's so bad. They got Draymond having like illusions of grandeur. I'm the best defensive player. Like this nigga crazy. Like it's getting wild over there at Golden State right now. And you see Bob Myers ain't got nothing for him.
Yeah, he's nobody's second best player. Draymond. No.
Like, come on, yo. Like, bro, one of the biggest highlights for the Warriors team this year has been the fact that a player got interviewed to explain who he was.
Wow.
Like, bro, really? No, like, really? Like, a player that no one knew, oh, this is actually Steph Curry's teammate. This was on the roster. Like, bro, go. It's bad, bro. It's bad. So I can definitely see Steph being like, you know what? I really gave a lot to the city. And I feel like the fans should not, boo.
You give him 3 titles. 3 titles, bro.
Come on,
any city, man.
They ran the late, 2010s.
Me and B will be happy with just a finals appearance from a city near us.
That's what I'm saying.
Let alone
that's
3
it.
titles.
Like,
I ain't saying shit.
That's it. He's done everything he needs to do. Him leaving would tarnish his legacy with those fans and the people that he's already got there. He ain't gotta do nothing else. He's good now.
No, I thought you were gonna say it would tarnish his legacy because it would be like, well, what did you do as the guy yourself when you was that nigga? Like you've always been surrounded by a bunch of solid motherfuckers. What did you do when shit was? This is the adversity that Ken was talking about. Like this is the most adversity he's faced so far, and now you ready to dip?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Not only to dip, but to dip to the nigga that beat you.
I don't know if it's the most adversity he's faced, man. Like those early years were really bad for
yeah, they were brutal.
But nobody had expectations on him like that until now.
Yeah.
Like they was about to trade. They was gonna trade. They was gonna keep Monte Ellis and trade him. No one give a fuck about Steph.
Because they wanted to see what he
had
was.
The bad ankles. His ankles. He was having bad ankles when he first came in the league. So people didn't know if he was gonna stay healthy. Mm-hmm. That was the question mark on Curry coming in from Davidson. Like, could he stay healthy? Because he had some tender ankles, boys. So people didn't think he was gonna hold up.
Right. Hey, we got a couple more super chats real quick. Tigolo Kane said, "I know y'all saw Marcus Smart last night." All right, Nick. I know y'all saw Marcus Smart last night. Clown. What did he do last night? I didn't see Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Man, one last thing. We act like D Wade wasn't a Bull, and we act like Kobe didn't ask to go to Detroit. That's all I'm saying. Like,
hey, Q, I'm with you. I'm with you, Q. People have amnesia about that. Like, people forget that Kobe right before he got Ron Artest and Pau Gasol and them, Kobe wanted out of LA. He did not want to play with Smush Parker and Kwame Brown anymore.
And that's what I'm saying. To keep taking Steph for granted, man, because bro, he's tired of seeing this, yo, Kyrie, yo, Dame. He's like, man, all I need is one more competent guy around me, and I can match y'all. Y'all must have forgot. Like, we were the reason y'all couldn't get out of Oregon. We was the reason that y'all couldn't, you know what I'm saying, beat us. And obviously KD had something to do with that, but man, sorry, Sheldon, but
yeah. We also got one from Louis Grigori. Donovan Mitchell has the 7th highest point per game in the playoffs all time behind AD and LeBron. Come on, y'all. That's superstar status.
How many 3-1 chokes does he have?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. And I was gonna say until he wins, that still don't make him a superstar. I mean, I just think he needs to win in the playoffs. And this is the year you lead. I mean, you got the best record in the league still, right?
Who you talking about? Utah?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. We were talking about Donovan Mitchell, whether he was a superstar or not at this point. And I said no, I don't think so.
No, he's a household name. I said I got killed for this in the chat a month ago, but y'all seeing once again. Oh, Q's right. And the thing is, Donovan Mitchell is a star. He's an all-star.
Oh yeah,
he's a household name. Most definitely. Superstars, they impact the game and they make people better. And yeah, I still believe Jimmy Butler's a superstar because you see what he's doing. They're hitting a law right now in Miami. But if you look at every place Jimmy Butler's been, he's made those people better. The Minnesota ain't been to the playoffs since.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, the elevation, like the first year in a new team, he goes to the finals. That means something. Like, y'all want to talk about Donovan Mitchell? Who has he made better on the Jazz versus what has Snyder's system? What has Snyder's system done for other players as well? You know what I mean? He's also putting these guys in position. It's not just Donovan Mitchell. You know?
Right. I agree. I think the same thing. Quinn Snyder's a great coach. Donovan Mitchell is a great player, but he's not a superstar. I just don't see it. And he's surrounded by a lot of talent, and they're getting the job done right now. But in the playoffs, let's see if he steps up, takes over, wins some of these big games, and gets to the finals. Then we'll talk superstar. But until then, I don't see it.
Agreed.
Q.
Yo,
did you talk about the KD thing? What happened with KD, bro?
You talking about the hamstring and
nah, something on social media.
Oh yeah, like Michael Rapaport when Rapaport doing.
What did he say now?
Just that whole
the undercover
like,
racist.
Yeah, like that whole I want to be down yo mentality. That's been getting Michael Rapaport by for years because he did something with Tribe Called Quest and he knew some people at Death Row. All right, cool, but he don't respect black people. I don't think that just because you are married to a black person that means that you care about black people. Just means you find one attractive. And,
right.
and at the end of the day, guys like KD, they are going to get called soft. And I would advise NBA players to not go back and forth with these buffoons. But Michael Rapaport, doing his thing, talking down on KD. KD responds on Twitter. He posts a DM of KD, calling Michael Rapaport a bunch of, derogatory names, the B word, a whole bunch of that. He call him soft, calling him, your wife don't respect you, and blah, yada, yada. And, B, do you think that that's like corny on both sides? Or do you think that that's like, yo, Michael Rapaport deserves it? You know what I mean? Because I've seen both reactions.
I mean, yeah, I'm so sick of Michael Rapaport voicing, thinking he can voice whatever he can voice because, like you said, he done some hip hop stuff or whatever and grew up in the black community. It's kind of corny on KD part two. It's just kind of like, dude, you don't got nothing else better to do. I get it. You want to address the man. You want to address him on social media since he's talking about you on that platform. So that's cool. You want to address him, but I mean, yeah, come on, KD. Both of them. Like, yeah, both of them just kind of come off just like corny. And it's just, I didn't see the exchange. I didn't see what y'all was talking about. That's why I'm like, what the hell he didn't say it now, but I got to check out the exchange. But yeah, just seeing that, man, it's just like, I just think it's corny. I think that whole social media beef or whatever, I think that shit is just corny as hell. That's just me.
That's a fact. What about you, Sheldon?
I don't understand how KD has the time to even. I guess it's pretty difficult. I mean, it's of course we on a super much smaller scale, but there's times when we're criticized, and I guess I be wanting to say something back to people. So I kind of get that part, but on his level, I've learned to stop doing it here. He needs to learn to stop doing it there. He responds to everything. And I'm like, man, ain't no way I got time. And maybe for him, it's fuel to his fire and he uses that as motivation. That could be the case. Because people find motivation in many different forms. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it is for him. I think that the Michael Rapaport, of course, is corny. I wouldn't have time to be responding to him and be sending no DMs, calling him no name. I wouldn't go through all that, man. Whatever. But maybe for him, that's his fuel. That's how he gets himself going every day. Because you got to find motivation somewhere. And some players, they wear their emotions on their sleeves, and it helps them to play better. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's his process, and I hope that's what it is. But I wish he'd find something else. Mm-hmm. Like being on social media, it's never been a good look for him.
Grown ass men going back and forth like some teenagers, man. Come on.
Yeah. About you, Ken?
Damn. I know I don't care for Rapaport, man. He's suspect to me. And I feel KD on defending himself. I understand. There's a Jay-Z line about that, I think, where, and I can't remember what it is, but he kind of addresses like not addressing certain people because that just gives them a spotlight. And that's kind of what KD did. Like he kind of really made his day. Because now whose name are we mentioning? Michael Rapaport,
Right.
And everybody else seen it. And what happens is the websites pick it up, the blogs pick it up, and that's more exposure to them. And depending on how one would feel one way or the other, they be like, hey, this Michael Rapaport guy is all right with me. And boom, he got some more followers. But no, I think at this point, KD should be above the fray. I understand that he moves different, and that he wants to make sure that nobody's just gonna say anything to him, and I get it. But at the end of the day, he got to realize that that person technically is a nobody. So you can kind of let that one go, bro. What he say in the press conference, B?
Who said?
What KD say in the press conference?
KD?
KD, yeah. Yeah, what did he say to Pat Bev in the playoffs? You know who I am?
I forgot.
You know who I am?
You know who I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I am? He got to take that mentality with everybody else, bro.
He do.
Yeah.
He do.
Hey, we got 3 quick super chats on the subject, man. Hey, for real, everybody in this chat, man, I appreciate you so much for all these super chats tonight. Everything you do help us to keep the channel running. And we appreciate you so much for all that y'all doing. TJ Clark said Rapaport definitely deleted his messages before he took them screenshots he posted. Mm-hmm. I believe that too. Yeah, so his side of it, you can't really see. Tigolo, you said, Draymond Green. We're going to get, I'll get back to yours. Let me do Chill Vibes real quick. Chill Vibes said, not that I'm taking sides, but the KD DMs are from December, and KD said they have went back and forth many times over the years. He said Mike is upset about something and exposed the DMs like Mike is a clown.
Oh, yeah. See, corny.
So Mike pulled a bitch move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. See? That's what I'm saying. I always got my side eye on Mike Rapaport anyway. So, yeah, that's not surprising.
Very federal behavior.
Yeah, very, very federal behavior. Very.
Yeah.
I agree, Q. Very federal behavior.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. And I feel so guilty because I'm watching the Michael Rapaport series that I thought was pretty good. I'm quit watching it now on Netflix.
Oh shit!
You're not watching the Michigan UCLA game? What's wrong with you, Sheldon?
No, I'm just saying I wasn't watching it at this moment. I'm just saying right now that's the series I'm watching.
Which one is it again?
It's called Atypical.
Atypical. Okay.
It was pretty good, man.
I'm not gonna watch it, but that's
don't watch it just because of him. Everything else on it is good though. It's a really well put together show to me. But anyway, Tigolo Kane, hey, appreciate you as always, partner, as always. He said, what y'all think about the outrage against Dre? I had to ask him who he's talking about when he said Dre. He's talking about Draymond Green. And what he said about he said the WNBA players are mad at Draymond over his women's comments about the equality thing.
What did he say? What
about he basically said, who's going to be their voice? Like they need a voice basically to stand up for them. I'm trying to paraphrase because I saw it, but I didn't put a lot into it. But anyway, basically he was saying that how they talk about the women's game. You know how, I don't know if you saw earlier, and I don't think we even talked about it, how the NCAA had they had the little weight room for the women with the little
right. I remember seeing that. That one they ended up getting a better facility, but yeah, I saw that.
They did. They're just saying how the big disparity between women's and men's sports. And he was saying, who is your voice? Like, y'all need a voice. Somebody need to basically step out and speak it up for y'all. Like, and they didn't take it too kindly when he came out and said that. So he's got a lot of flack from people about that, saying that I didn't, y'all have to forgive me because I didn't read it all. I just know that it wasn't a good look for him. I don't think what he said was wrong. I just don't think he should.
It didn't sound like what he said was wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't wrong to me. I just, he's right. I mean, but at the same time, it ain't his place really to say. He just unless he's about to get off the court and go into that realm, let them handle their own business. Don't put yourself out there even worse, because you right now you playing the game and you got to fix your game before you be talking about anybody. That's the way I look at it. Like you ain't no authority to speak on nothing. You need to be worried about playing better so your team can win some games. And that's what I get. Like you're distracted. Play, boy. You need to play. Now that's when you need to shut up and play. In cases like his, that's it. That's how I look at that. But other than that, I don't think he was that disrespectful.
I mean, I'm not even trying to get into what a woman thinks is or what offends somebody. I don't want to get into that because I don't have that threshold and it's not my feelings to say it. So I would say that on the other hand, just the merit of him speaking, I can speak on that. That Draymond Green, at this point, I don't think a lot of what he says should be taken to the heart, too serious. I'm actually more so just concerned why people continue to do this thing of let me blast conversations I should be having interpersonally on Twitter. Let me go on my social media story and post this thing that I can DM these players and talk to them about. Hey, yo, hit my phone or hit their management or hit people because you're an NBA star. People know your household name. And these WNBA players obviously have a lesser profile than you. And I get you want to bring awareness to the issue. But if you were really serious about making traction and actually getting on the ground, as people say, and really making it move, I would be behind the scenes making it shake before I ask for some public inquiry from the players. Or how about you call them, talk to them instead of, I don't know, man. It's just a social media.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Q. Like, what are you going to do to contribute to their success? Are you offering a solution? That's when you can talk about something, when you're trying to be part of the solution. Mm-hmm. And if he was doing that, I wouldn't have no beef with him at all. But to sit there and just spew your opinion without, just like, dude, be quiet, man.
He made a whole.
I would say this. Let me ask y'all something about women's sports in general. Like we talk about in the sport of, they talk about equality in the college sports. Like, and to me, I'm not a big fan of equality in college sports. And let me state what I mean by that. I don't think it should work that way. I don't think because I have a top football program, my football players should suffer because we need to make sure that the golf players are taken care of. They don't generate the same funds, so we shouldn't eat the same. Just like in the regular world, it ain't like that. So it shouldn't be that way. What you generate I mean, I don't mind profit sharing a little bit, but you shouldn't have everything. If this person is generating millions and millions of dollars for a university, he's entitled to more of the pie share than the person who's generating, a couple thousand. It should be different. It should be different. I don't think it should be equal, and that's men, women, children, whoever. It should be according to what you contribute. And like I said, you can profit share a little bit. That don't mean you get to keep the whole pie, but you still should get more of the pie if you're contributing more of the revenue. That's just how I look at it, and that's how I view it being. Um, and I was trying to think to myself, like, why does women's basketball suffer the way it does? Do y'all think? And my question to you guys: do you think UConn's success has hurt the women's game?
Man, this is such a loaded question. I think that people don't respect women. I don't think that people respect women's basketball and women's sports because people don't respect women. Number one, so just off the bat, I think people can be attracted. A lot of people are attracted to women. A lot of people, what I'm saying, are fond of certain conversation. A lot of people respect in terms of work. But I don't think as people at the core, society at large respects women. So what they do and what they engage in, people won't respect it off bat. In terms of the athletic component to that, I don't think the conversation even has to be profit sharing because the university got enough money to feed all these programs. They just hiding it. They literally just audit your university. This is not even a conversation about the athletic directors and how much are they getting paid. How much money are they not reporting? How much money does the university at large get from their other investments in the same city? And I think that solves all of these problems. But we get to this battle of the sexes stuff that doesn't get to the root of the issue. It's just the fact that these universities are greedy as hell, and they
Yeah.
can boost these programs and they can boost the profile of women's sports. They just choose literally not to because they think that no one cares. But you haven't primed people to care yet. But I think that's changing though. I do think that girls are getting. First of all, girls are dunking now, so
Mhm.
that's gonna help.
Yeah.
I think that the game is getting smoother. I think that as teams expand, I think that as more advertisement money comes into WNBA, things like that can actually help. I actually like the game a lot. I think that you have a lot of great players in WNBA right now. We're seeing a little
Mhm.
bit of like a renaissance in girls basketball.
And not to mention the girls that's in college that's going to make that leap to the
Yeah.
WNBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this tournament, watching the women's college tournament. But I like I said, I always thought like UConn, it was a foregone conclusion that UConn was going to win it all no matter what. So in saying that, I think that hurt for a lot of people, including me, because I watched some of these 40-point, 50-point, 70, 80-point blowouts, and it's like it's not worth watching. They getting all the talent. Like who wants to sit there and watch that? So I thought maybe now there's a little bit of parity in it. But as it gets to be more and more parity, the more exciting the games are going to be, and the better they are. Now, this tournament has been pretty good. A couple of missed calls, but it's still
I
pretty
mean, but
good.
then haven't UConn went through a stretch where they wasn't winning championships though?
This has been this recently. They have been where they have been. I don't think how many have they
I'm gonna have
won
to
like
look. I'm gonna have to
in the
look
last
at the
10 years?
I'm gonna have to look at the previous like championship winners. I feel like, I mean, I know UConn is always in the mix, but I feel like they haven't. I could be wrong. I feel like they haven't won any like a national championship in a minute. But someone check me if I'm wrong. But I feel like I haven't seen them cutting them nets down in a minute.
Yeah,
But
not
they
not
always
since
like in the
2000.
final four or Elite Eight or whatever like that. It's not like they just not make they ain't doing nothing. But I feel like I haven't heard their name mentioned in the championship realm in a minute.
Yeah.
Like I said, someone check me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like I haven't been hearing their name that much.
Tigolo said Draymond Green got heat for asking about UC girl Page. What's that? I don't know about that.
Oh, Page, University of UConn. They were like, but bro, basically Draymond. First of all, Draymond went to Israel, so I don't really have much to say to Draymond. But besides that, in terms of Draymond's acumen for trying to become an extracurricular like media guy who goes on ESPN, then he'll go on, you know what I'm saying, TNT, then he'll go on, you know, he wants to that's his play after basketball, and that's cool. But he made this thread, and that's what people are talking about. It's this long ass thread of just ramblings of who's gonna start the conversation for Paige and how she's the best basketball player, who's gonna do this and that, and it's just like it's just a guy trying to hear himself talk. You know what I mean? Just he's been talking all week. I don't know what's going on in Golden State, but he's on that Zaza. So whatever he's, you know.
Yeah, that is true. They haven't won a championship since 2016. That is correct.
Okay.
I meant what I was saying was they're always one of the top teams.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Always.
They are.
Yeah, they always won. So it wasn't enough parity until now. And like I said, it's more exciting now than it's ever been. And it's cool to see Don Staley and the South Carolina girls doing well. I root for them hard, by the way. But I think that, you know, I think that the it's up to, you know, like I said, it's up to the viewers. If the viewers want to watch it and they're watching it, cool. If it's not being watched, it don't matter what channel they on. It don't matter how much pub they get. You know, if people ain't trying to watch it, if it's not a good product, it ain't a good product. So it's just down to that for me. I mean, what you contribute is what you should get. And like I said, you can help them, but you don't deserve equal. I just don't think so. Look like we lost Q.
Yeah, Q's out, and then I gotta run too. But yeah, we sorry about the technical issues earlier, guys. You know, we had, I mean, it happens, you know. But yeah, we thank you guys for showing up again, and we'll more than likely be back Thursday.
Hey Ken,
Huh?
real quick, did we talk? Was Drummond on the Lakers when we had our show last week?
No, he wasn't. He just signed, and we didn't actually get a chance to touch on that tonight. So yeah, we have to pick it up Thursday.
Yeah, we picked it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, cool. I'll catch you guys. Well, we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace. Hey, hit the like button. Hit the like button, please.
All right.
All right, bro. All right.